Hi, my name is Sophie Fox, and this is my Engineer Your World project redesign presentation. For the reverse engineering project, I was given the design challenge. You work for a flashlight manufacturer that is losing market share to a competitor. Your supervisor assigns your team this task. Understand how the competitor's flashlight works, come up with ways to improve it, and propose a redesign that we can manufacture and market to put our company back on top. Create a pitch to management for your redesign. If they like it, your idea will advance to the next stage of management approval. I started by making an energy flow model to learn how my competitor's flashlight works. This model shows the user functions in pink and the product functions in gray. When the flashlight is picked up, you have the choice of using batteries or saving batteries. If you choose to use the batteries, then you push the front button forwards. That causes the light to turn on. Then, when the front button is pushed backwards, it turns the light off. To save batteries, you can push the back button forwards, which causes a crank to pop open. Then, the crank can be squeezed, which turns on the light. And then you push the lever in and push the back button forwards, which closes the lever. And then after both of those, the user can put the flashlight back down. After I learned how my competitor's flashlight worked, I drew my prediction of what was inside, which is on the left. And then I opened up the flashlight and drew a picture of what was actually inside, which is the picture on the right. Then I further disassembled the original flashlight and identified the function of every single piece inside of it. Creating these functional models helped me a lot in the redesign process. It allowed me to understand my competitor's flashlight, and it also helped me to come up with new ideas of what I could do differently, and also what was and wasn't necessary to have inside the flashlight and what could be changed. It also helped me to identify the problems it had, so then I could use that knowledge to make my flashlight better. One of the problems I identified while creating functional models was the batteries in the Piggy flashlight couldn't be changed because there was no way to open up the inside without breaking it. Also, when the crank feature is used, it creates a lot of unnecessary noise. Another issue is the flashlight only has 2 LEDs, which makes it be very dim. And the original flashlight was also not very durable and was made out of cheap and thin plastic. This also made it hard to use because some of the buttons didn't slide well and it just felt all around like a low quality product. Then my teammates and I each interviewed 3 people, which gave us data from 9 people to analyze. From these interviews, I learned that the number one thing we needed to improve was the durability because it had been brought up in every single one of the 9 interviews. During the interviews, we also learned that we needed to replace the switches with buttons, label the buttons, add a tail keychain, make the lights change colors, add glow-in-the-dark elements, and make the flashlight have animal noises. During the interview, the kids that we had asked seemed to really enjoy the flashlight. Also, we even had an adult say that the only thing they would use the flashlight for was to give as a gift to a kid. And for those reasons, we decided to design this product for kids ages 7 to 12. Then, I came up with design specifications to address our customer needs. We plan to improve the durability by using 2mm HDPE plastic, which is a very strong and impact-resistant plastic. Then we also plan to replace the switches with a 20mm toggle button. To address the need for labeling switches, we simplified the design to only have one button by removing the crank, so it would be very straightforward to use. We decided not to include the tail keychain because we wanted to design for younger kids, and hopefully 7 to 12-year-olds don't have cars yet. We decided to use color-changing LEDs that have 5 different color settings. The color can be changed by clicking the button multiple times. Also, to increase the brightness, we increased the number of LEDs from 2 to 4. We decided to use a glow-in-the-dark silicone toggle cover to make it easier to locate in the dark. And lastly, we want to design it to make animal noises by using a pull string music box, which will keep the interactive feature that the crankhead brought. So this on the left is a picture of the original Piggy flashlight, and then on the right is a picture of the new redesigned product. The improvements that we made in our final design were that we removed the crank and added a pull string voice box because everyone we interviewed had said they liked the crank in the interviews, but they only liked it because it was interactive and entertaining. This gives us an interactive feature and plays comforting animal noises, which will be much less aggravating. The original flashlight used switches, and we changed that to a glow-in-the-dark toggle button. This adds simplicity because there's just one button to push, and it also glows in the dark, which makes it easy to locate. The original Piggy flashlight had 2 LEDs, and we chose to increase just to 4 LEDs to improve the brightness. Also, the 4 LEDs can change colors. We chose to add that feature because this adds a lot of fun and entertainment for kids. Then, we chose to change the animal from a pig to a cow to make our products original while still appealing to a similar market. Also, the main complaint we had received in the interviews was that the flashlight used poor quality materials. So in the redesign, we used 2mm HDPE plastic, which makes it a higher quality product. So this is a picture of our final design, and it still mimics the general shape of the original Piggy flashlight, while including all of the improvements from the previous slide, which is why I think the cow flashlight is going to be a great product to win back the market from our competitor. Thank you.